Helping Hands was established by a few kind-hearted, community-minded women who wanted to help those less fortunate in the area. So they got together and decided to sell some items in the style of a garage sale to raise some money. They found it to be quite successful. Eventually, they began a small thrift store on the downtown square of Bentonville. That was in 1976. That year, Helping Hands was able to provide assistance to those in need in the amount of $760. Over the years, this area has grown tremendously, and Helping Hands has had to keep pace with the increasing need that has also arisen. Helping Hands helps the residents of Benton County with various concerns and needs. Many come to us with dental and medical needs. What does one do if their child falls sick and they're not covered by insurance, nor are they eligible for government aid such as Medicaid or ARKids? Helping Hands is the answer. We can help pay for the office visit and most likely also the cost of prescriptions. This is the case with many of our elderly ones who, when they are faced with the decision to purchase their high-cost, life-sustaining medicines or food, make life-altering choices. More and more people are being laid off and losing their jobs due to downsizing and outsourcing. Yes, right in our small towns we have felt the economic crunch that the rest of the nation is experiencing. What would you do if all of your financial stability were ripped from your grasp in just one day due to a plant shutdown or layoff? Your utilities are still going to be due and the landlord might like to wait, but he cannot afford to wait for you to find another job. What would you do in a situation like this? Well, if you were aware of the assistance that Helping Hands provides, you would probably seek help for yourself and for those who most depend on you for stability. Unplanned pregnancies, job loss, grandparents raising grandchildren, drug addiction, and child abuse may seem like unlikely scenarios, but when you consider the number of families residing within Benton County, you should know that these are very real situations facing a large amount of society today, and our neighbors and friends are in dire need of help. As you have seen, there is a lot of aid that has to be given out in our small part of the state. How are we able to provide such assistance? One can apply through our office for assistance Monday through Friday on a first-come, first-served basis each day of the week at 10 a.m. We have so many coming to us for aid that we have had to limit what we are able to do for each of our clients monetarily, but we never turn away those sincerely in need empty-handed or without food and guidance. 1999 saw the last expansion of Helping Hands. Shortly thereafter, in the year 2001, we were able to provide over $1 million in aid to help our neighbors in need within our county. Every year since has seen an increase in the assistance that we give. How is this possible? How are we able to provide these funds? One just has to visit Helping Hands and see how its first thrift store has grown into what it is today. Helping Hands is so successful due to all of our fantastic neighbors who give of themselves to volunteer their time and efforts to afford others the ability to have sustenance and covering. Volunteers last year saved us over $13,000 a month in employee wages. Our neighbors donate the merchandise that we use to help clients regain goods after a tornado or a house fire. Donations are the primary source of items sold in our thrift store, which provides the proceeds we need so desperately to fund our assistance program. Last year, those who came to us with a need numbered no less than 18,824, not including their family members. In 2008, we helped our neighbors to the sum of over $1.3 million. While over $600,000 was used to help ones refurnish their possessions after a tragedy such as a fire, theft, and other life-changing events, we helped in many other ways as well. For example, we gave $1,021 for various needs and $2,650 to help our neighbors with school supplies such as textbooks, notebooks, and other school needs. We gave $4,211 to help some with gasoline for medical appointments and jobs so that they could make it to their destinations. We also gave $6,000 in scholarships and $9,310 for bus fares. But that isn't all. We gave $16,058 for car repairs and almost $33,000 to help our neighbors with their medical needs. We also gave $27,471 to help our neighbors with rent. And finally, we gave out $43,319 to help our neighbors with their utility bills for necessities such as water and heat. You may be asking yourself, how can I help? There are very real ways in which you can help us to help our neighbors in need. We are very much in need of food for our food pantry. Daily we give out enough food on average to feed upwards of 120 people per day. We purchase 50% of the food that we provide for them. For the rest, we depend on donors like you to help. We purchase items such as tuna, crackers, peanut butter, mac and cheese, rice and beans, cereal, soup, and canned vegetables. We are thankful to our member churches and friends in the community who donate items such as instant potatoes, pastas, infant formulas, cake mixes, hamburger helper, soups, fresh fruits and vegetables, bread, drink mixes, cheese, and other dairy products. We could not give so much or be as far-reaching as we have been in the past without your help. We would like to encourage your organization to set up a food drop box for us. We would be glad to collect the food in a way that is most convenient to you. The second growing need that we have is for more volunteers. Volunteers are our hands extended. They provide the real help that we need to man the store, help customers find what they need, cashier, stock the floor, and keep the store looking as great as it does. Our volunteers are heroes. Some come every day eager to be a part of this great outpouring of selflessness to benefit people they don't even know. But they do it because they know that this is how they too can be kind to their neighbors, and they do it all with no expectation of pay or recognition. But recognize them we do. And although our volunteers number into the hundreds, they are aging and perhaps slowing down a bit. This is where you can help. Have you ever thought about it? Are your kids in school most of the day? Are you a student who needs community service hours for a college or a club? Are your children all grown and you find yourself rattling around an empty house? Have you recently retired and have skills you'd still like to employ? Boy, could we ever use your help. People like you are in need of us, and we are so very much in need of you. Can you give us one day a week? Can you help to lighten the load of our present volunteers? Could you sign up today? We have representatives here who, after this presentation, will pass out all necessary information on how to volunteer and how to set up a food drop box. We welcome your questions and comments as well. And thank you for inviting us to speak to your group on the important topics that affect all of us. We are helping hands, and together we can.